Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, you know what time it is. Yo. You're listening to 66.6. Youch. Yo. We're gonna flip it back to back with another banger this time. So this is the Afro Matt Show. If you're new here, welcome. Thank you for coming. If it's a returning customer, thank you as well for your continued support. I really do appreciate it. And I got a lot of awesome comments on the last episode. Guys, by the way, I'm not wearing rings. This is how I hold my hair tie. I'm not a ring guy. Please don't let that show. Please don't take that as I'm a ring guy. I hate rings. I do not wear rings. I'm not one of those guys that takes pictures like this with their rings, holding like a book, holding the King James Bible with their rings. They have like 6 rings on one hand, pinky rings, thumb rings. I'm not that guy. Please, it's a rubber band. It's a rubber band. I had to get that out because I hate rings. I hate people that wear rings. Okay, let's get right into it. I recently came across a song that I might make my new intro. This song, I forgot because I was born in 1999, and this song became very, very popular in 2012, 2013. But it was a different version, and I did not know that this version of this song existed. And after learning that, I've fallen in love with this song. This song. It's everything that music should be. It's outrageous. It's artistic. It's meaningful. It is deep. It targets someone specifically. And I'm not talking about Richmond over Richmond. I'm talking about this song.
Let's get retarded in here.
I mean, this song is so good.
Everybody, let's get into it. Get stupid. Get retarded. Get retarded. Get retarded.
Let's get retarded. Let's get retarded in here. Let's get retarded. Let's get retarded in here.
I feel like a DJ. Imagine a DJ pumping this.
Let's get retarded in here. Let's get retarded. Let's get retarded in here. Lose control. A body and soul. Don't move too fast. People just take it slow.
I mean, this might be the best intro. Imagine that. Let's restart the intro with this song. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Afro Matt Show. You're listening to the Afro Matt Show. This is episode 130. Welcome to the episode. We've got a great episode. Without further ado, if you are this is kind of tough to talk over. If you're a returning customer, thank you again. Here we go. I like this intro. Here it is.
Get into it. Get stupid. Get retarded. Get retarded. Get retarded.
Let's get retarded. Let's get retarded in here.
That's right, folks. It's another episode of the Afro Matt Show, the most retarded podcast on the internet. If you're here, what is this? Episode 131? Yeah, okay. Let's just get right into the news. If you're new here, we do like a news portion for like about half of it, and we do a TikTok portion. So, I try to, it's like the two sides of myself. I like keeping up with current events, and I also, after doing all of that with the current news and stuff, we have to soften our brain, destroy some brain cells, and watch some TikToks. So that's what we do. We even it out. So without further ado, let's get right into possibly the biggest news story of all time, like in the last even year, is this song Imagine I play Let's Get Retarded again. I hinted at it. It's Richmond over Richmond. This song went Richmond north of Richmond. This song went uber viral. It's been a long time since a video has gone actual viral. I feel like that's kind of like a weird thing of the past. It's like, back in the Justin Bieber days, viral wasn't really a thing. It's kind of fallen off. It feels like everyone kind of goes viral and then falls off, which might happen to this person. But it's been out for 10 days and it has 24 million views. To put that into perspective, that's it's about 2 million. It has about 2 million views per day, which is crazy. It has like 1 million likes. He has like fucking 100,000 comments. So it's a video. This guy, his name is Oliver Anthony, just some random person, made this song. A lot of people connected with it, and we'll discuss some of the drama that's popped up after it. So I'm not going to play the whole song.
Selling my soul, working all day.
I might clip this part because people have been going viral just reacting to it. They're like, he said he's been working all day. I do that. I do that.
For bullshit pay, so I can sit out here and waste my life away. Drag back home and drown my troubles away. It's a damn shame what the world's gotten to.
Preach it.
For people like me, people like
Wow.
you. Wish
Wow.
I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is. Living in the new world.
Dude, this guy's got something. This guy's got something to say. I saw someone react to this video, and he's like, "This guy's got something to say." I'm like, "Dude, yeah, okay." Every person that releases a video has something to say. Yo, this guy's got something to say. Yo, this guy's got something to say. Let's retake that because this is gonna be a clip. This is gonna be my reaction video. Reaction to Richmond over north of Richmond. Yo, this guy's got something to say. Wow.
These rich men north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control.
Yo, preach it.
What you think, wanna know what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do, 'cause your dollar ain't shit.
Wow.
And it's taxed to no end.
Dollar ain't shit.
North of Richmond, north of Richmond. I wish politicians would look out for minors, and not just minors on an island.
Wow. Whoa.
Got folks in the street ain't got nothing to eat, and the whole beat.
Wow, that was a Jeffrey Epstein plug. That's crazy. I don't know if anyone else did. Anyone else catch that? He was talking about minors on an island. Wow.
Milk and welfare. Well, God, if you're 5'3" and you're 300 pounds, taxes ought not to pay for your bags of fudge rounds.
Wow, I think that's a Lizzo plug. If you're 5'3" and 300 pounds, taxes ought not to pay for your bag of fudge rounds. That's crazy. She do be eating fudge rounds. She do.
Young men are putting themselves 6 feet in the ground, 'cause all this damn country does is keep on kicking them down.
That's true. That's true. As a man, yes.
Lord, it's a damn shame what the world's gotten to. For people like me, people like you, wish I could.
All right, I'm not gonna play the whole song. You can listen to it. I'm honestly, I'm sure that you've already listened to it. The song is the chances that you haven't listened to it are actually probably smaller than the chances that you haven't. So yeah. So the drama surrounding this man. The first drama were people listening to it more than once. On your first listen, it's pleasing to the ear. It sounds nice. And then people start listening to the second time, and all over TikTok, seems like the main point of contention from his critics is that he is close to quote unquote class consciousness, so close to class consciousness, but he misses the mark when he goes after fat fudge rounds. And I saw a little bit of, conspiracy theory stuff. If you let these things brew, obviously conspiracy theories pop up. People are saying he's an industry plant, trying to, he's like a populist. He's AI generated, like he's like the perfect, just some random person. No one knows who he is. He started all of his Instagram account, Instagram, Twitter, X, Facebook. They're all brand new. His YouTube account is brand new. He's come out of nowhere. His Twitter handle's like ain't got no money or something like that. Ain't got $1. Like, okay, yeah, how did you get that handle? People are saying that it's he's an industry plant, or he's like a he's rallying the people behind hating on fat people and people that use welfare. So, I mean, it's interesting to see how quick people, switch up on him. The interesting part that I think is the class consciousness part. A lot of people, I mean, I was kind of just going off of what I thought class consciousness meant. I honestly, I think that class consciousness means becoming aware that everyone's broke. Like, there's 99% of people that are broke and like 1% of people have wealth. That's, I think, what class consciousness means. But they said that he's like so close to that, but he misses the mark when he starts going after fat welfare users. So, I mean, I really don't have I like the song. The song sounds nice. It sounds good. He has a good voice. But I mean, recently he's released, he's like, I guess, experimenting with new songs, or maybe old songs are surfacing that aren't very good. So here's another one. So this song actually kind of makes me wonder, like, maybe he is some sort of like AI perfectly. He's got like red hair. He's kind of like a mountain man, mountain beard. He's like maybe the perfect AI representation of like what people would rally behind.
Democrats, Lord, I swear they're all just full of crap.
Yeah.
And
Republicans and Democrats are full of crap.
Republicans, Democrats, Lord, I swear they're all just full of crap. I ain't never seen a good city slicking bureaucrat. Lord, my head's been hurting, my back's been aching, the water's drying up and there's a war in the making. People eating bugs cause they won't eat bacon.
I mean, yeah, people eating bugs because they won't eat bacon. So he's talking about, like the Beyond Burger and the food that people are eating bugs because of the amount of population. But, so I mean, he is singing about stuff that isn't that normal people would sing about. But I think that he is, I mean, it's kind of funny to start your song with Republicans and Democrats, they're both full of crap. Like, yeah, that's just like the classic dude who's like, yeah, man, I'm on the center. They both, everything just sucks, dude. And I'm sure I've done this before, but it's like, yeah, but I do it in like a nihilistic way. I say all humans suck, not just Democrats. I don't think there are really even good people. Like, I think that everyone is selfish. And the reason that leftists hate the 1% isn't because they want some sort of like, they're going for altruistic reasons. They're selfless. They want to, make sure everyone gets money. No, it's they want to be rich. That's what I think is like this whole like leftist and Democrat thing of, you know, go after the wealthy. No one should be a billionaire. I think that if they had the option of being a billionaire, they would take it, is what I'm saying. Like, how many, the Mega Millions right now is at $1 billion. And how many people do you think that would spread their wealth? I think maybe none. Maybe actually none. That's all I'm saying. Out of 300 million Americans, if one of them won the Powerball, I don't think you or me or anyone would see a single cent, because everyone deep down, when it comes to it, is deeply selfish. And that's because it's ingrained in our nature. At the end of the day, of course, you look out for your blood, your family, your Crips, your blood, your gang, your squad, right? But at the end of the day, when push comes to shove, and your back's in the when you're returned to your animalistic instincts, you are a deeply selfish individual. But besides family, I think that's what I think. Family, besides family and friends. But even still, it's like, if a nuke dropped right now, and you had to run, and you had a bunker that fit 5 people, right? You're not going to try and grab the first 5 people you see. You're going to grab the first 5 people that you care about, right? So it's like, no one's truly altruistic, or, you know, and God forbid the world ends and you have to share food with people. You're not going to share food with strangers, right? All your altruism and spreading the wealth, it all crumbles once you're the one with the wealth. At least that's what I think. And I don't know if it's true. There are really nice rich people that give money, but it's very far and few between. That's what I think. But yeah, no, this guy's become very, very famous. He's like the new, yeah, I mean, and I don't know if he's an industry plant. I don't know if he's, I don't know if he's going to stick around or anything, but it's interesting to see, and it's cool to have someone like that to rally behind. A lot of people are getting pretty psyched on it. In the comment section, there's a lot of you know, blue collar folk talking about their hardships, and it's nice to have a place to kind of say this stuff. I'm a center pivot irrigation service tech, 112 hours a day, working in a corn 10 feet tall. Wait, 112 hours a day? This guy's working 112 hours a day. 100-degree heat in Kansas, struggling constantly with 3 kids. The song really hit home for me. Amen, brother. I'm 42 years old, dad. I've worked since I was 10 years old. I can't begin to describe how the song this. I cry every time I listen. I'm 37-year-old with a wife and 3 children. My wife and I both work, and we struggle week to week. The song hits hard. The beautiful thing about this song is that it doesn't matter what side you're on. We feel this. I'm a vet, 20-year-old correctional officer. This song hurt. I feel darn near every word. Amen, brother. Amen. I'm a carpenter, 24 years old. At this very moment, I'm struggling to make ends meet. I'm raising 2 sons by myself. My wife left a week before our anniversary this year. Missed my son's birthday. Strung out on drugs and living with another man. My buddy sent me this video this morning. Yeah, so I mean, a lot of people are sharing the fact that life blows. So this song might as well be life sucks, it blows, and then you die. And, I think the reason that some people are getting mad is because he's not giving a solution. He's just saying life sucks. I work all day, get bullshit pay. He's not saying the part where he says, bring out the guillotine. There needs to be a armed militia roaming the streets. This is for anyone listening in a government or otherwise. I'm not saying this is what needs to happen. I'm saying this is what people are saying about the song. They are saying, not me, I'm quoting other people loosely. I'm loosely quoting them, that he needed to sing about instead of. Also, they were talking about punching down. They said instead of punching down at fat people who eat fudge rounds, which I love the term punching down because anything that's funny is punching down. It's never funny when you're punching up because it's boring. Because it's so it's like you don't want to watch a fight where a guy's just like punching up at a big giant. You like to see the giant freaking smash him and grab him and throw him out the ring. That's WWE. You like to see, the Tombstone Killer, whatever, rise out of the grave. He's 6'5" and he just grabs a little Mexican, the guy with the mask on, El Luca Chape, and throw him out of the ring by his ankle. That's fun, right? Punching down is fun, and it's funny, and it is funny. But people are saying that instead of punching down at your own people, that are in your class, right? The poor class, which is people on welfare. You should have been punching up and going after the billionaires and the stuff, which he does go after politicians. That's the Richmond north of Richmond, I guess. But I guess they wanted more of a rallying cry, some sort of call to action. Which, I mean, hey, I'm all for movement, right? There's I'm not seeing a lot of movement, but I don't know if that's the best way to go about it. All right, let's continue with the news. Yeah, that song is it's pretty interesting, but then again, it's sort of like it does feel very kind of suspiciously like it got viral so quick. It seems a little fishy. It could be some sort of like CIA psyop. Everyone starts following this guy, and then slowly he starts releasing songs like, yo, what happened at January 6th was actually pretty bad, and we've got to peacefully protest, and there's no more violence. Please turn in your guns. He starts turning, yo, I've got my gun and the government's paying me to give it back. I've got my gun and the buyback program. The buyback program. Everyone pitch in. It's a way you can make some money and get out of your social class for $1,000. They'll give you $1,000. Imagine how much you can buy with that. Like he might end up going that route. It'll be interesting to see if he goes that route. It would be a twist for sure. It would be a huge twist if he started singing about government gun buyback programs.
Usual strategy from people living in the middle of a gang war in one Chicago neighborhood.
These wholesome Chicago stories always hit really close to home for me.
Tonight, they're asking gang members to pledge to a ceasefire from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily. CBS 2's Maribel Gonzalez shows.
Yeah, I mean, so these nice folk who are teachers and counselors and school staff are asking very politely for the gang members surrounding the school in the area for a ceasefire between the hours of 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. 12 hours, enough for them to get to school, to be in school, and then get home, get safe, and then they can unleash the bloodshed and the shootings and the lootings. But can we have a ceasefire? Can we have a ceasefire while the kids are in school? Is that too much to ask, Chicago? Chicago, is that too much to ask? I'm asking. I think Chicago has the most deaths per capita, like, in the world. Besides, like, or I guess in America. What the fuck? What's that noise? Oh shit! Is this work shit? I'm not. I swear to God, it's Saturday. I'm not on the clock. Okay, here. Yeah, I'm not on the clock, dude. If my boss watches this, I'm not working. It's Saturday. I'm chilling. Let's see. Yeah, Rogers Park calls for a ceasefire.
Shows us why people there are taking their message of peace directly to the gangs.
5, 6, 7, 8.
In Rogers Park, this group
Let's go.
is taking steps to curb gun violence in their neighborhood.
We have little kids, elderly, working class people who are being affected by this.
Tatiana Atkins is the co-founder of Native Sons,
Hey.
a youth organization group which formed following the shooting death of 5-year-old Devin McGregor
come
in that
on.
area last summer.
The fuck is going
The
on?
boy was an innocent victim of gunfire.
It's exercise.
Through dance, sports program, and music,
We have a studio recording and producing program.
Native Sons wants to engage kids like Johan Starkey, especially as school is out.
That's a
A lot
pretty
of
cool
kids
name.
are just out in the park,
Johan Starkey.
nothing really to do. They're getting bored, and then you need to have something to do to just be like in that spirit to keep going.
They don't see enough positive role models in the neighborhood.
I have
to,
those
like,
same shoes.
Give them a different outlook on life so they can make a change.
But it doesn't stop there.
No sliding while the sun is out, period.
The group has also created
No sliding while the sun is out. Guys, can we stop sliding while the sun is out, please? Can we please put the blickies away? Put the blickies away while the kids are at play. Put the blickies away while the kids are at play. Is that... I might run for governor of Chicago under that. Put the blickies away while the put the blickies away while the kids are at play. That is the episode title. That is crazy. This Chicago reminds me, and I just finished this book. It's called Blood Meridian by Cormac McCarthy. You know Cormac McCarthy? He's I've talked about him on this show before, but he is the GOAT. I haven't read a book of his since The Passenger and Stella Maris. He actually died a month ago, which I was sad to hear about. So I picked up Blood Meridian after finishing the Lord of the Rings series, which took a month. I picked up this book. I heard it's his magnum opus, his best book. I'm not going to do a full review. I'll just talk a little bit about it. It definitely, I need to read it again because this book is so deep and layered. It's like it has more layers than, it's like an onion. Like every layer you peel back, it's like every chapter, every word he chooses is a little bit strange, just strange enough that you can interpret it in your own way. It's hard to read because there's a lot of words that you have to look up. At least for me, I didn't know what a miasma was. Miasma, apparently that's a smoky mist or something. I had to look up the firmament. Apparently that's the dome of space above the world. So, I had to look up all these words, and you're reading, and it's beautiful. His writing's great. He's an artist. You can tell that he's such a good artist with his words because it feels like it was painstaking process of writing this book, because every word feels like a perfect brushstroke from like a master painter, and it's just like in the perfect spot at the perfect time, and the whole story comes together. It's about the judge. It's about this gang of scalp hunters. They go and kill people. So, and I'm not comparing Blood Meridian to Chicago. I'm saying that Chicago reminded me of this book. So maybe I am comparing them. But it's like the whole book revolves around this kid who's like 19, and he joins this gang of people paid by the Mexican government to go hunt scalps. They go and get a bunch of Indian scalps, and then they get bored of doing that, and they find it's easier to just round up anyone and sell those scalps. So then they start killing like civilians and stuff. And then, the violence begets violence, and then they end up like just going on a crazy rampage. It's gory, it's violent. It's probably one of the most violent books. I mean, besides maybe American Psycho was pretty violent, but this one has just more violence. That one was like more gory. This one was just more violent. So the end of the book is for spoilers. If you're gonna read this book, skip 5 minutes. But it comes down right now, like right now. Okay, 5 minutes from now. At 35, just skip to 35. At the end of the book, it has the judge and the kid are the only two in the gang left. They've all been killed by the Yumas, which they were killing. So they came back for their revenge. It's just the judge, and the judge is this giant, like almost 7 foot tall, completely bald, white, albino, no hair on his eyebrows or eyelashes, no beard, no hair. He wears, in the end of the book, he's naked. He's naked and he's walking around holding the leash, and on the leash is this they call him the idiot, but it's this guy, this little, like, I kind of imagine him in my head like a human chimp, and he just crawls around and like eats turds and stuff. Like it's really gross, and he's like, but it's like it's an idiot. They call him the idiot. So the idiot's like crawling around, and the judge is holding him by a leash, and the judge is like, at least what I got, he's like the representation of death or something, or maybe he's like the representation of war, because everywhere he goes, he loves, and he has a huge smile on his face as they're doing this vicious stuff, and he loves it. And there's a scene where he makes gunpowder, and doing a little research, it's from a book called The Fallen Angels or something like that. Where the devil leads the angels in a battle against God and leads them to a mountain where he creates gunpowder. And the judge does the same thing in this book. So the judge is a mythical being. He's creating gunpowder. He gathers the ingredients and he forms it, and then he grinds it into gunpowder, and then they shoot and kill all these Indians before they die. And it's a really, really awesome book. It's actually so crazy. His writing is like, it's like the Bible, to where I feel like there needs to be someone who's like a preacher who reads it line by line and like tries to interpret it for everyone, because it's like that deep and that layered. But it's a shame that Cormac's dead, but his work is like, will definitely live on. In the end of the book, the judge and the kid meet at a bar, and the bar goes crazy. There's like a bear that gets shot, and then it's like a whorehouse. Everyone's dancing. The judge is naked, and then he gives a speech about the final dance and how there's war and blood, and the kid knew what was to come, and there can only be one dancer at the end of the dance. And he says that the judge is the true dancer, the dancer of, I guess, the dancer of war. Like, the only person that can truly, the most free person is the one who fully accepts that humans are innate to destruction. And the judge, he makes a lot of really awesome observations about war was always here waiting for humans. Like, even before humans were a thing, like I imagine, like, cells fought for survival. He talks about games, how every game that we play, every sport that we play is an imitation of war with different stakes. The most ultimate stake is your life. So even a game at which you're playing a blackjack game, and the things that you're betting are your lives, and it's the turn of a card determines if you kill him or he kills you. That's the ultimate game. The ultimate stakes is your life, and everyone wants to play that game, but no one. It's up to the person to accept it and do the dance, and that's. I have to read it again because I cannot fully give it a rating without going over it. But that being said, let's get right into the calling for a ceasefire in Chicago.
And while the sun is out, period.
The group has also created what they call the People's Ordinance, where they're asking rival gang members and others to cease fire during the day.
I mean,
It's
this
like
is
a treaty
crazy.
almost, like where they also agree that
The Treaty of
we don't
Chicago.
want 5-year-olds being killed. We don't want 78-year-olds being shot. We've talked to rival members, and they seem to gravitate towards what we're trying to do.
It's one small step, they say, to create big change.
I've noticed that it's a lot of people that's just like, why not just don't shoot, period? And it's like, we tried that. Why not just listen to the gun laws we have? We tried that.
It's not like you could just tell them stop all in all. It's like it's baby steps.
Even though the school year is about to kick off, this group
I think I know why this story reminds me of Blood Meridian, because it's about war. There's war in Chicago. And of course it's brothers killing brother, and I don't mean brothers, right? I mean humans killing humans for no, it seems no reason, right? Territory, space, greed. It's violence for the sake of violence. You know, initiations just for the sake of violence, killing, shooting, loss of life, civilian life, violence. You know, they're not scalping. Of course, they're not scalping and killing these people like you know, the savages from. I'm not talking about the Indians. I mean like the gang, the Glanton gang. They're savages. So I think that's why I bring, because it's war. There's war in Chicago. It's actual war, and you know, asking they're literally forming a treaty. It's this story just blew my mind. It's, you know, put the glickies away while the kids are at play, please. People living in the middle of gang war in Rogers Park are employing an unusual strategy to stop it. I mean, can we stop with the gangs? Why? Why are people, what are the gangs even doing? What's the point of the gangs? Can we talk about gangs for a second? Can we talk about gangs for a second? Why do they be killing so much? Why'd they be doing that? Ever thought about that? Ever thought about just not killing? If you're in a gang, have you ever thought about just not shooting someone? Have you ever thought about just not joining? Could be cool. But I know the gang, and I don't know much. I'm also a white person talking about gangs in Chicago, so take that as you will. But I do know that it's sort of like a weird cyclical, like it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy, because these people that join the gangs, their fathers are gone. They don't really, I mean, I'm not all the cases, but in a lot of cases, mothers are left to, you know, maybe they're a baby mama, or maybe their father died in a gang accident. But it leaves, and actually in Blood Meridian, Cormac McCarthy talks about what happens when you grow up without a father, and he says that you're owed your father's death. It's actually more owed to you than anything he owns. You're owed your father's death. If your father dies before you're born, then you're living under the effigy, he says, under the effigy of a frozen god, because this image of your father is, people only say nice things about. They're not going to say all the horrible things that he does because he's dead, right? And you're not going to know that he was a human. You're not going to know that he had faults. He had issues. He was another person working through life, right? And when you don't have that perspective of seeing your own father have faults, then you can never live up to the image of your father. And Cormac says that every man is living in the shadow of his father and trying to live up to the image of his father. So it's an interesting theory, but he says, like, if a kid is orphaned, then he's living in a frozen effigy of a frozen god. So he can never live up to the effigy, and he becomes, in this case, a killer of men. But in other cases, it could be whatever. But it's interesting. The book was really interesting. I did enjoy it. And it's definitely a book that you have to read. You have to read. Probably I'm gonna have to go through with the next time I read, I'll have to go through with a highlighter and take good notes, because there's so much in there that's repeated purposefully and deep and worded correctly. It's very interesting. I think a very important book as well. That being said, let's get on with the next story. This one actually blew my mind. I was playing CSGO with my brother when I read this, and I read the headline to my brother, and my brother thought it was fake, which, I mean, I don't know how it's not. I thought this was The Onion. I thought this was an actual Onion post, but it is absolutely wild. Barack Obama told X, "I make love to men daily, but in my imagination." So, I mean, this is crazy. So forever, and I think honestly, even my own dad has told me that Barack Obama is gay at one point. I think I was like 10 when Barack was in office. It was like a rumor, I guess, that Barack Obama was gay. It was like a conspiracy theory. Some people even think that Michelle, his wife, is actually named Michael, his gay lover. So former President Barack Obama wrote of his own androgynous mind and making love to men daily, but in imagination, according to a redacted portion of a now notorious 1984 or 1982 letter obtained by The Post. Yeah, the more than 40-year-old letter of an ex-girlfriend recently resurfaced after Obama biographer David Garrow gave a long and winding interview on a one-time commander-in-chief. In regard to homosexuality, I must say I believe this is an attempt to remove oneself from the present, a refusal perhaps to perpetuate the endless farce of earthly life. You see, I make love to men daily, but in the imagination, Obama, then 21, wrote to Alex McNear. So, I mean, these are the kind of messages you don't want to send. You don't want to send this to... I can't even imagine writing this as a text. And he wrote this as a letter to his ex-girlfriend. This is crazy. You don't even... This is something that you wouldn't even say drunk. Unless you're actually gay. I make love to men daily in my head? That doesn't make it any less gay. What's bro on about? And I know, like, this could just be him trying to sound smart. Like, he's trying to impress this girl. He's like, yeah, I'm so smart. Look at my vocabulary. I'm from Harvard. Whatever. I'm going to Yale. Look at I'm so woke. I'm so, my third eye, I just smoked. He just did DMT, and he just, like, he's like, I've become so fully aware that I'm gay. My mind is androgynous to a great extent, and I hope to make it more so until I can think in terms of people, not women as opposed to men. But in returning to the body, I see that I have made a man, and I see that I have been made a man, and physically in life, I choose to accept that contingency. He added. McNear, who dated Obama during his year at Occidental College in Los Angeles, later redacted the salacious paragraph, which Pulitzer Prize-winning historian Garrow hunted down and included in his Rising Star. The letter is currently owned by Emory University, which doesn't permit photos, but it's been recreated here. So, I mean, once again... conspiracy theory becoming reality. Obama coming out as fully gay, which is great for him. Also, I want to say it's brave. He didn't really come out, so it's not that brave because he didn't really do it, but it's brave of him to have told this to someone. He found someone that he can trust in telling him he has constant gay therapies, which is not gay, is what I'm trying to say. It is not gay to have constant gay sex fantasies with people that you see. I mean, he's gay. I mean, it has to be gay, and there's nothing wrong with that. He has become our first gay black president, which is a double whammy. I think that if he ran under the flag of gay, he could go for a third. He could go for a third term. You get 2 terms straight, and you get 2 terms gay. You know, both genders. Or okay, that's retarded. You flip flop, yeah, no, that's funny. But yeah, I read this to my brother. This headline: Barack Obama told X, "I make love to men daily, but in the imagination." We live in such crazy times that this is honestly not that shocking. It's like not as shocking as it should be, if that makes sense. Like, this should be almost everywhere. If this was 2014, this would probably be the only thing anyone is ever talking about on the news at all times. People on Fox, Obama's gay? We voted for a gay you guys voted for a gay president, or whatever. And then, of course, CNN retorts, and they're like, well, actually, yes, it's awesome that he's gay. This would be the only thing people are talking about. But I don't know. It came out August 12th, which is 7 days ago, and I haven't heard this. I haven't heard anyone talking about it. Obama is literally a gay man. If at the very least he's bisexual. At the very least, it is. I don't think I've ever had a male fantasy about another man. I don't even know what a gay fantasy entails. Like, does he imagine banging? Like, is he banging them? Because that might be more gay than him imagine. I don't even know. Like, any way that you put it, it's gay. It is absolutely gay any which way you put it. If he even imagines a guy blowing him, I think that's gay. If he imagines him blowing a dude, that's gay. If he imagines being railed by a dude, that's gay. If he imagines railing a dude, that might be the least gay, but it's still gay. Right? So I don't know how I don't know how this isn't bigger news. He has become the first gay president, and I fully support that. It's awesome, but it should be spoken from the rooftops. And hello, everyone. He needs to publicly come out and say, yes, I have dabbled, but this has made me re-question my initial analysis of the chef that died 2 weeks ago. Also, I saw this Reddit post when I was trying to find this thing. I found this Reddit post that was posted 6 years ago on insane Facebook people. Well, just when I thought I had heard it all about Obama, being gay is a new one. And that was 6 years ago. And people said, I pray to fucking God that Bob will never reproduce. The Obama mythos keeps on getting more interesting. First, he wasn't born in America. Then he was a radical Muslim. I guess this is the icing on the crazy cake. Yeah, not so crazy anymore, buddy. This is like, it's kind of funny it's funny when conspiracy becomes reality. An alien gay terror Islamist. Next, he's a communist. An alien homo terror Islam communist plus Nazi. I've seen Obama gay sex scandal constantly in the Inquirer and the Globe. Whenever I check it out in supermarkets, I'm surprised they haven't. Even if Michael was a trans woman, that would still be a straight relationship. So, I mean, it obviously it was crazy to even mention that he was gay. And now he is, I guess, more open. It's come out. So, I don't want to spend too much time because it's not a big deal. Like, it's not a big deal that he's gay. It's just that I think more people should talk about it because it is, I was about to say it's a big deal, but I mean, it's a big deal in the fact that he's our first gay president, but it's not a big deal the fact that he is gay, is what I'm trying to say. But so that chef, there was a chef that died recently who got killed at the Obama's house, or near the Obama's house, in their pond, in their pool, paddle boating. He was on a paddle board, and he was a great swimmer, but during this outing, he drowned and sank to the bottom and died. So, was that an Obama a gay lover? The man was very attractive. And I can imagine lots of sexual imaginations with I'm sure Obama had some. So if he's having a daily and he sees his chef daily, there's a good chance that he at least imagined it, and there's probably a solid chance that it happened. But you can only keep someone silent for so long. Maybe they were talking about it. We don't know the deal, but the chef is dead. Chef is dead. And I'm not saying he killed him, but I am saying it's suspicious, and it makes me re-question my initial analysis. Here's the article. Obama's personal chef dies while paddleboarding off Martha's Vineyard. Barack Obama's personal chef died while paddleboarding near the ex-president's home over the weekend. Tim Dillon said something very profound about this. Never, ever, ever, if a rich person asks you to go to their house alone, never do that. Never do it. Never watch their home. They have people that can do it. If you're just the chef, don't go alone. Do not go alone. Do not go alone to a rich person's house. You will die, most likely. Chances are you will die. It's like shaking the 8-ball. Shake it. Will I die if I go alone to Martha's Vineyards to the Obama's house? Look at it. Option seems likely. Yes. Chances are very high. Campbell was employed by the Obamas and was visiting Martha's Vineyards. The Obamas were not present at the home at the time of the incident. Of course, they wanted an alibi. They didn't want to be investigated. When we first met him, he was talented sous chef. He was the most talented sous chef in the White House, creative and passionate about food, and he was very hot and hunky. In the years that followed, we got to know him as a warm, fun, and extraordinarily kind person who made all of our lives a little brighter. Oh, I'm sure. That's why when we were getting ready to leave the White House, we asked Tafari to stay with us, and he generously agreed. He's been part of our lives ever since. Yeah, so this is definitely sex. This sounds more and more, as I read this sounds more and more like a swingers relationship. Like a cuck, maybe like a cuckold situation. Cucking, possible. Gay cuckolding seems like a thing that might be happening, but I guess not anymore. He's gonna have to find a new hot hunk chef, new twink chef. I wanted to take a moment of kind of just a sad moment to talk about the fires at Maui. I kind of went over it super quick last time, but it really is a tragedy, and I think that as I looked into it and I saw that there might be some more to it than I initially thought. So I saw this interview on the New York Times with this man.
We were fighting. We felt like we were winning. We were keeping it at bay, keeping it off of the properties. The water shut off.
So, I mean, did they shut the water off? Did they want the homes to burn? Was this a situation in which they could clear land clear native land for forced growth. Now that the natives have no property because their homes burned, a lot of people's homes burned. When the homes burn, where are they going to go? They don't have a home. In a lot of cases, it makes it easier for them to sell their property. And you can buy it at a discounted price because there's no home on it. It's just land now, right? Maybe even unimproved land. You might even be able to get a discount because there's not even anything on it. So it's there's a lot of wiggle room for foul play. And you have to ask, who gains in this situation? And I'll talk about that in a bit.
Even the firemen that were patrolling couldn't refill their trucks. The fire just grew. The sparks started blowing over, and it just beat us in the end. I don't know, you're standing there with a hose and there's nothing coming out, and you see the fire coming over, and you see parts of your house starting to burn.
So who
and you
turned
just
the water
feel
off?
You're kind of defeated at the moment.
So I've heard that the water was turned off and they did not turn on the sirens. So there was a lot of steps that were skipped. And now I saw this article. Vulture agents are trying to buy up real estate in Hawaii for pennies on the dollar as wildfire continues, sparking outrage. This week, Maui residents on Hawaii's Governor Josh Green called attention to predatory developers trying to buy up properties in parts of Maui impacted by wildfires, which has claimed over 100 lives. An official press release from the governor's office stated that residents are being approached about selling fire-damaged home sites by people posing as real estate agents who may have ill intent. Let me tell you some news. 90% of real estate agents, if they're calling you, they have ill intent. They want to. Of course, they frame it under the umbrella of helping people achieve their dreams. We're helping you sell your home. We are helping you achieve your homeowner dreams. But like I said, 99.9% of the people on this planet are deeply selfish individuals, and they say that to themselves more than they say that to you because they have to believe it. They have to believe that they're helping you in order for them to say the things that they say. It's them convincing themselves. And, with real estate agents, they're so good at convincing. The reason that they are so good at convincing themselves of things that are, not happening is because they are constantly, they practice convincing themselves. They tell themselves, they look in the mirror and literally talk to themselves to try to convince themselves that when you have a job where you have to wake up and you have to tell yourself affirmations in order to finish and do the job, that is not a healthy job. If you have to wake up and say, I am helping people, I'm a helpful person, I'm a helpful person, I'm a helpful person, you are trying to convince yourself that you are a helpful person and you are not. That's the type of situation you're dealing with. But an official press release said people are being approached by blah 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 on any sales of properties that have been damaged or destroyed. Hawaii presently has the highest cost of living in the country, and Maui has long struggled with rising rents and land value. CEOs like Jeff Bezos, Howard Schultz, Oprah Winfrey, Mark Zuckerberg, and Pete Thiel each have mansions on the island. During COVID, those who could afford fled to Silicon Valley and Wall Street for Hawaii's lush beaches, as reported by The Real Deal. Today, many feel as though developers taking advantage of the catastrophe will only heighten inequality on the island. This, mark my words, this burn will be capitalized. If there's anything in this world more easy to capitalize on, it is tragedy. Tragedy is one of the easiest things to capitalize on. I guarantee you people sold more flags and pivoted to making flags and like flag related merch literally pivoted to merch after 9/11, right? That's the easiest way to capitalize on something is after tragedy. So, I mean, people will buy land, people will sell land, and people will get discounts, and people will make money from people who lost their lives. All right, let's go to TikTok time. Let's wash this off a little bit. I like how this says vulture agents when 90% of agents are vultures. Okay, let's start with this guy. This is one of my favorite dudes. If you know him, great. They're vacuuming. They literally started vacuuming 5 seconds ago.
He's broke. Am I right?
This is Andy. This is Andy Elliott, the tight ass polo wearing, tucked in, bulge showing, selling beast, killer, murderer. He's a savage. He's a fucking beast when he sells. Listen to how good he is at selling.
He needs to put his back against the wall. You guys need to put your back against the wall. I don't give a fuck about what I have. I know where I'm going. You spend every fucking dollar you have self-investing on yourself and learning everything you fucking can. Because everybody in this world is trying to hold on to their fucking last dollar. They're trying to play it safe, and I am literally pounding their ass in the ground.
So, I mean, a lot of what he says has kind of like a gay vibe. Like, he's like, you cannot work here if you do not have abs. If you're not 6'4" and you're not handsome and you do not have abs that I can touch, then you cannot work for me. I like this guy because his mindset. He has the mindset of a 1%er. And if you guys don't understand this, then you're not part of the 1%. You're not part of the 1% of the people that are killers and are willing to kill.
You're a big guy, right? Yeah? Well, you look pretty fucking big, right? But let me ask you, if you lean down and you let all that muscle come through, dude, you'd be fucking twice as good looking. You'd be making twice the money. Okay, but why won't you do nothing? Undisciplined, lazy, media.
I like how he just shits on. Like, if you go to an Andy Elliott show, you will get shit on. It's like a magic show where instead of, him doing a cool trick on you, he just shits on you. Takes a giant shit directly into your mouth.
Don't care. Maybe don't know. Maybe some of you in here didn't know.
Everyone in the audience is kind of like looking around like uncomfortably.
That being better looking would make you more money. Well, now you fucking know it.
This guy's shaking his head in the front row.
You know it.
All right, let's move on to this. So this is Bryan Cranston. Recently, the actors have joined the Writers Guild in the strike, the strike of the century. And the thing about Bryan Cranston is he is such a good actor, and this is why I don't trust the Writers Guild strike, and I don't trust actors in general, is because they're such good actors, you can't believe anything that they're saying, because this literally sounds like he's acting a script. He's so good at acting and pretending to be outraged. If you've seen if you've seen Breaking Bad, he's like one of the best actors of our generation. And I just can't take actors protesting seriously because, one, every actor wants attention. That's why they are an actor. Two, everything an actor says is in their head, dramatized, performed. They've performed it in their head before they've said it. They want it to sound important. They want to sound sophisticated. They want to sound artful. Everything they're doing is, I don't want to say calculated because they're not that cunning. I want to say it's I don't know. Let's just play the video. You'll see what I'm saying.
They are fighting us tooth and nail to stick to the same economic system that is outmoded, outdated. They want us to step back in time. We cannot and we will not do that.
I am the one who knocks.
What we have put forth in the negotiations is not unreasonable. It is not unfair. And I find it very, very ironic that we are all gathered here today.
I know, I think that he planned to stumble to try to find the word ironic, but he knew what he was going to say, but he wants to, these are calculated things.
In unity, in front of an entity that is run by Disney.
He knows he's being filmed. He knows he's a fantastic actor, one of the best in our generation. He's surrounded by a crowd in, I guess, New York City or LA or something. Surrounded by a crowd of people. He is performing. Everything, that's the word. Everything is a performance.
And now we've got a message for Mr. Iger.
Whoa, Bob Iger of Disney.
I know, sir, that you look through things through a different lens.
Yeah.
We don't expect you to understand who we are.
This isn't really
But we ask you to hear us, and beyond that, to listen to us. When we tell you we will not be having our jobs taken away and giving to robots.
He's pissed at AI.
We will not have you take away our right to work and earn a decent living. And lastly, and most importantly, we will not allow you to take away our dignity.
So, I mean, actors are fraudulent. They're frauds. They're all frauds. 99% of them are frauds. They are performing at all times. In their head, they're the main character, and everything they say is scripted. Here is a newest video from BlackRock on their TikTok page. It has 70 likes.
In today's episode,
And I'm I'm like almost 100% sure that this person that you're looking at does not exist. This might be an AI created human. The first AI created, I think he probably walks around and moves within the earth and he is a person. But I think that you are looking at BlackRock's first created human. The first AI walking human. Since birth, he was born in the depths of BlackRock's catacombs. And since birth, he's been programmed as an AI.
of our Megatrend series, we're covering a topic close to my heart, food innovation. By 2060, the global population is expected.
So anytime BlackRock starts talking about overpopulation, I'm for it, because they're going to start talking about eating bugs, eating dirt, and then maybe killing people. You never know.
Expected to reach 10 billion people. And by 2030, we will see the middle class double in size. With more people and more
That's fully false. The middle class will not double in size.
wealth, we need a lot more food. But global food systems are already strained. 811 million people were failed to be nourished in 2020.
Yeah, failed to be nourished. 811 million people were failed to be nourished. That does not sound like a human talking. Failed to be nourished. It sounds like that is the most menacing way you could have possibly said went hungry. Failed to be nourished. That honestly kind of hurts. Like, that makes me kind of get goosebumps. Failed to be nourished. It sounds like, if you know what BlackRock does, they own a major share of almost every company in the entire world. They're a hedge fund. They manage wealth on a massive scale. They manage trillions and trillions of dollars worth of wealth. They control food. They control markets. They control Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Google, Microsoft, Tesla. They have shares, massive shares. They are on these boards. They have says. They have a say in the things that they do. They are actively lobbying politicians to make sure their shareholders make more money on their hedge funds. They are evil. They're everything wrong with the country. And them saying people were failed to be nourished sounds menacing.
811 million people were failed to be nourished in 2020. Food innovation can help bridge the gap between production and consumption by creating more efficient food systems. For
You
example,
see that lag? Dude, this guy might be an AI.
food systems. For example, production and consumption by creating more efficient food systems. For example, precision farming techniques using robotics and AI can use a fraction of the water and chemicals as traditional methods. Or alternative proteins like plant-based meat and dairy products, which require fewer resources than feeding livestock, help to save money and reduce waste.
Now BlackRock is saying, yeah, let's eat bugs.
Stay tuned for more Megatrends topics, and be sure to follow BlackRock because we care about your financial well-being.
Yeah. You care about our financial well-being that much. So much. All right, one more TikTok. This is a video. It's honestly pretty funny. This guy is like filming. He's like pointing down. He's on the train and he's filming. He's trying to like subtly film this guy's conversation that he's having on a Bluetooth speaker headset. And it is, he says, pretty sure I'm on a train with a supervillain.
And tell them the message. Give them the message.
Give them the message.
They have got 24 hours to respond. The guy who designed the Mini and the X5 needs his royalties. If he's not paid, we will start by blowing up all the BMW showrooms in Britain. And then we'll move into BMW in Germany and blow that up as well.
Blow that up? He's talking about blowing them up.
Pass it on. Good day.
He's talking about blowing up BMW dealerships. Love that, though. Love that for him. He's living his own life. All right, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I had for today. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, please share with a friend. If you didn't, go down below in the comments and tell me why you didn't like this episode. Tell me why you like this episode. I got a lot of awesome comments on my last episode. I really appreciate you guys. Love you guys so much. I do this for myself because I, like most people, deeply selfish, and I feel like this is a way for me to get I get satisfaction out of this. But if you can get satisfaction out of this, I enjoy it. This kind of a speaking into the void situation, narcissism, stuff like that. So thank you for enjoying. But that being said, goodbye. Bye.